Hey guys, my name is Morgan and welcome to today's video. Today I'd like to speak about my compost piles. So starting off in the back corner there behind me, we have where everything starts. So that's where I put all of my garden scraps, all the kitchen scraps, and that's the beginning stage of where all the compost is made. I have a painter's mat that goes over the top, and then I have a pellet that I put on top of that to just help keep in the moisture and keep in any heat that is being generated. And seeing as we are in winter, it's not really hot, so that painter's mat that goes over is really helping just to keep whatever heat is generated, to keep it in there and help the decomposition process. Now moving along towards you guys, right behind me over here we have the next step. So that is where the compost from the first bin is then turned into the second bin and the decomposition process carries on. So everything that was at the bottom gets put on top and everything that's on the top gets put at the bottom so that it can decompose completely and throughout the entire pile. Then after that, it gets put into this bin over here, and this is the bin that I then use to sieve the compost from. I take from here, put it in a wheelbarrow, then put it in a little HCH bucket with holes at the bottom, and then give it a shake and I sieve that through. And I use that for my beds and for starting seeds, and it works absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with the compost that I'm making out of these two bins and the one pile there at the back. I'd like to mention as well that I have some string that I've used to tie on one of the ends, which actually allows me to open the compost bins almost like doors, so I can get in there with a wheelbarrow, and it just makes things a little bit easier to take out than having to bend over and scoop out from there. Down over there I have another bin, and that is full of pure horse manure and a little bit of straw as well. So that bin is then used as an additive if I want to add some green or some brown, because the straws are brown, the manure is a green, so it's kind of its own compost pile. But every time I add something to this pile in the beginning, right over there with the black painter's mat, I then put a little bit of the manure as well, or a little bit of some straw that I can pick out from there. I've also got some leaves in there as well, so it's a pretty good ratio between green and brown. So sometimes if I just want to add a little bit more to there, or I just want to keep the balance between the nitrogen and the carbon a little bit better, then I'll take some from there, and that is a beautiful addition to the compost system that I have. The only support that I have for these structures is just some rope that I used, and I tied it against the boundary wall, and then I did a loop through one of the pellets. And these pellets are just some old recycled pellets, and they're working absolutely amazing. I have some cardboard that I've lined the inside with, also just to keep some of the heat in if there is some generated during the winter. And it's also to prevent the compost from actually falling out in between the little gaps, because the pellets are not like one wall. There is a little bit of some gaps and spaces, and you don't have to worry about the compost needing some air or needing an aeration. Some people are saying that you shouldn't use the cardboard because it prevents any air from getting in there, and it just makes the compost pile almost pretty stagnant and nothing decomposes. That's not true. You can use the cardboard to line around the edges, and it will work perfectly fine. If you want to, you can take a pole or a stick or something and just poke some holes in the middle of the compost pile. That'll work perfectly fine for some aeration. But yeah, that's the basic system, that's the basic setup. Just some rope holding it up. I've got some rope on the sides to make a door, and some cardboard lined on the inside, and that's literally it. And then I just throw my greens and browns in the beginning, gets turned into the second, gets turned into the third, and out of the third I use it in the garden. And that's literally it. That's my compost pile. I hope you enjoyed a little update on the compost system. I've built this quite a while ago, and I've been wanting to do a video explaining to you guys and just showing you guys what I have and how it works. So I hope you really enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little something on setting up a compost pile. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, have a wonderful day and start in the garden.